Hey YouTube. Well, tomorrow, Monday, May 1st, the whole world is unwittingly celebrating the birth of communism, meaning Labor Day, which is on the 1st of May, where the noble worksman is off work. And that is a worldwide phenomenon. Yeah, the communism has definitely tainted our world, and communism is pure evil. In my book, it's adamant hatred for God and everything God stands for. That's what communism is. And the day after this celebration of the evil communism, we have a drill starting up in New Jersey called Gotham Shield, which is a nuclear emergency exercise in case of a nuclear attack on an American city, and that is taking place right underneath New York, because New Jersey is underneath New York. And I remember that the communist scumbag, shithead, or his real name is Obama, Barack Hussein Obama, which already there tells you that he's also a Muslim, was expressing his deep concern about a nuclear bomb going off in Manhattan. But it doesn't need necessarily to be Manhattan, but just referring to an approximate location of an eventual nuclear detonation on American soil. And I have also read a report that our now sitting president, another fool in office, another one of the club in office, has said that Trump might stage a false flag attack in order to raise his polls, his popularity amongst the people. And we have seen how he has, contrary to what Obama have been doing for the last 8 years, and that is to make our military weak, make our military look stupid, introducing homosexuality and high heel in the ranks of the U.S. military-industrial complex, which do not belong in the military. High heel shoes has no place in the military. You're wearing boots as a soldier. And all the other kind of homosexual dances and festivals that they have been holding inside the military. And that, of course, makes the military look ridiculous. And it also demoralizes the military in itself. And now we are seeing that the savior came in, which is Donald J. Trump, praising our military, boosting our military, hiring Mad Dog Mattis as the highest rank officer in the U.S. military. And he has already carried out some pretty good jobs against ISIS. Well, the job is not done. They need to be erased from this planet in any form or fashion, even by civilians. Just kill them. But this drill is going on in New Jersey, right underneath Manhattan, and they are testing their emergency preparedness in case of such a scenario. And on the sideline, we have this Kim Il-jung scare, this 27-year-old punk who is running North Korea, testing missiles and threatening America, Japan, with an attack, and claiming that he's going to burn and eradicate United States with nuclear bombs. And we also have a military standoff, if you would like, with Russia because of the conflict in Syria, a conflict which is started by Obama and Hillary Clinton, and also the founder and sponsor of ISIS, Muslim Brotherhood. Not so much Al-Qaeda, they were before him, but they're all in it together. The promotion of a satanic, evil Islamic State. So now we are having these scenarios, and it is, of course, in the public eye, prudent to conduct an exercise just in case that we should have a nuclear device or a nuclear attack on American soil. But I want you to remember one thing. That is, in 2001, on 11th of September, the U.S. military-industrial complex, especially the Air Force, had a drill going on the East Coast, which were defense against terrorism. And it so happened to be that so-called 4 airplanes managed to be hijacked. They managed to elude the defense system, and they managed to do considerable damage and killing off 2,996 people. That was a horrific day. I watched it on TV in Denmark. It was a very horrific day. But I know the truth behind 9/11 now, and I hope you do too. If not, I would suggest you look into it before the internet shuts down. And later, a couple of years later, or much later, we had an exercise in London which were also pertaining to defense against terrorism, and they just magically happened to have real live explosions and real dead people on their hands. And then we had Madrid. They also had an exercise going on against terrorism, and it so happened to be like 9/11 and the London bombing that something blew up and real people died. And now we are having an exercise called Gotham Shield. I want you to pay attention just to the title of this exercise. You remember the movie from Batman called Dark Knight, where this villain comes to town and he's having a nuclear bomb. And in the end, our hero Batman, played by Christian Bale, takes his craft, lifts this nuclear device and takes it out into the ocean, and it detonates out there. And Batman disappears from the surface of the earth, and everybody thinks he's dead, but of course Batman is not dead. He's just going in retreat and preparing for the next episode. So I'm just a little puzzled for why would the military-industrial complex decide to call this exercise Gotham Shield. Gotham is a city in the comic book Batman. And to think about it, New York is not far-fetched from being a so-called Gotham City. New York is a creepy town, not so nice people, and if you take the Hebrew calculator and calculate the meaning of New York, it ends up with the numbers 666. Likewise does Monsanto. Likewise does Chicago. Ends up as 666 on the Hebrew calculator for the value of letters. And I don't think it's a coincidence. Look at how Chicago is doing. It's not doing too well, is it? No. Is New York doing too well? No. So, well, Monsanto is doing well thanks to Bill Gates and the political apparatus in Washington. They're allowing this toxic GMO to be in our food chain. 70% of American food contains GMO, which is cancerous. And I choose to call it death food because it is designed to kill us. It's not designed to feed our stomachs. It is designed to kill us softly. And that's what they want. But now we are having this saber rattling with North Korea. And we have this standoff with Russia, which is a mighty nuclear weapon superpower, which have probably 10 times as many warheads than America does. Well, I don't really know. Maybe America got dozens of them, much more than the Russians. I don't know. And then there's talk about that the American nuclear weaponry is obsolete. It doesn't really matter how old it is. If the shit can go off, it is creating considerable damage. And I mean, 1 megaton or 10 megaton, it doesn't really matter. I mean, we have radioactive fallout, which is devastating. We also have Fukushima, which is devastating. What if an attack on Fukushima took place and it was blamed on North Korea? And this mushroom cloud brings itself up to the ionosphere and is being blown over with the jet stream and landing on American soil, totally wiping out this country. Because the radiation there is 530 sieverts right now, and one human being only needs to receive 1 sievert in an hour, and that human being will be dead. So imagine 530 sieverts. That means a few seconds of that radiation will be enough to kill you. For sure. Beyond repair. I'm not saying, and I want you to pay attention, I am not saying that anything will take place, but I want you to pay attention to the numbers. Tomorrow is Labor Day, the celebration of evil communism. On the 2nd, this exercise is commencing. If you take the dates 05/02/2017, that gives the number 17 put together in numerology. 1 plus 7 means 8. 8 means work, meaning they're getting to work. Next day, Wednesday, is 05/03/2017. That number is giving 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 in their book, the Freemasons, means sacrifice. But remember, I didn't say something will happen. I'm just saying there's a strong possibility that something will happen, because the number is there. It ends on 9, the second day of their exercise, meaning they got their shit together and they're ready, hunkering down and just waiting for the boom. So tomorrow, my wife and I is going to go out and get the last items needed, just in case that this whole country comes to a standstill. We don't know, but if a nuclear device is going on the East Coast, affecting New York, Manhattan, Wall Street, this country would be on a complete shutdown, and the world market would be in a complete shutdown. And you can bet on that President Donald Trump, who is part of the club, meaning them, he will gain a lot of popularity, and whatever he does will be approved by the American people, because the American people just want help, help, help. Let's do something about it. The question is, who's going to take the blame? Is it going to be North Korea, or is it going to be Russia? Just in case something happens. God bless you. Which is a nuclear emergency exercise in case of a nuclear attack on an American city, and that is taking place right underneath New York, because New Jersey is underneath New York. And I remember that the communist scumbag, shithead, or his real name is Obama, Barack Hussein Obama, which are tainted our world, and communism is pure evil. In my book, it's adamant hatred for God and everything God stands for. That's what communism is. And the day after this celebration of the evil communism, we have a drill starting up in New Jersey called Gotham Shield. Already that tells you that he's also a Muslim. Was expressing his deep concern about a nuclear bomb going off in Manhattan. But it doesn't need necessarily to be Manhattan, but just referring to an approximate location of an eventual nuclear detonation on American soil. And I have also read a report that our now sitting president, another fool in office, another one of the club in office, has said that Trump might stage a false flag attack in order. Hey YouTube. Well, tomorrow, Monday, May 1st, the whole world is unwittingly celebrating the birth of communism, meaning Labor Day, which is on the 1st of May, where the noble worksman is off work. And that is a worldwide phenomenon. Yeah, the communism has definitely